Look at how amazing those flowering pear trees look. It's got that just perfect dark fall color. Welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In today's video, you saw in the intro, I just unloaded that load of limbs that we cut off of the maple tree. Now we have an idea. The big tool rack was filled up as high as the side edge, one full row, and then about a half a row on the tailgate. And it made about this much on a 4x4 pallet on the ground. You can see I'm using this nice oak tree just as something to lean the wood against while it sits here. It'll only sit here 6 months to a year. This is all small stuff. It'll season pretty quickly, and this has pretty easy access to my house, so I can come and get this wood as I need to and just throw it right in the fireplace. You can see the other thing right behind me. Back here is one of those old oil wells that we talked about. Now I've often wondered about, you know, putting a washer on a string, dropping it down in there and pulling it back up to see how deep this is, but I've never done that. But lots of times I've dropped, you know, a pebble down there to see how long it bounces along the sides before it hits the bottom. Seems like it's fairly deep. Now that I've got the big tool rack unloaded on the back of the tractor, we're ready to fill it back up with some more firewood. And I also want to get some of those totes moved around that are full of firewood for burning this year. So we'll get right on that. While we're here at this maple, I thought I'd show you that interesting limb. Made a slight change in decision as it was growing there. Decided to go that way. So I did need to move these two firewood totes before we took the oak trees down behind the shed. They were in the way. But already Jennifer has asked how long they're going to sit here. So I'm going to get these moved if I can. Now I was just barely able to get them moved over to this position. But I'd like to get them up in my path there towards what I'm aiming to be the firewood yard. Okay, like I said in the previous video, what I like to do is put my forks as low down as I can, tilt back, and then lift up. And that gives me the most clearance in the front. And you can see we can still lift here a little bit. This cherry is pretty dry, so I think we'll be okay getting this up into the woods. We are going to need four-wheel drive. And as you can see, it really blocks your visibility in a small tractor like this, having that tote on the front. Someone suggested in a previous video backing up, and that may be the option I start using to get up here into the woods. So instead of driving forward up into the woods, we would back up in. Okay, so some of you commented, and you're absolutely right. This right away might be a good location at some point for firewood, but probably not for the winter time and not for wood that I need. That wood's seasoned, that's wood that I do need this winter. So we're gonna snag it out of the right of way, take it back down with the other two totes. So we were getting a little light in the back end coming this way. I lowered the tote, and then of course caught on this big rock. So I've driven the tractor out around, come at it from this side now. So we're gonna hook onto it here, see if we can back out of this situation, and then we'll readjust to go down the hill. There is a big dip right there. That's gonna be a problem, I think. Back and lift it up, so we're good there. It's just a matter of balance getting out of here now in the rough terrain. Do not want to tip the tractor over. We may go viral with the video like that, but not worth the risk. Down in the dip, front end of the tractor. A little bit more throttle. And I think we're stuck. All that weight on the tractor, but it's binding up right here on the hump. All the weight on the front, we just don't have enough weight on that back tire. It's not digging in, it's just spinning on top of the grass. Let's check out the other side here. Just stuck in a rut there. Alright, so I'm going to try to get out of here with that tote now. We're so close. I just got to get through this rut. I was able to just kind of push forward there. I used the traction lock on the rear tires, 4-wheel drive. We pushed forward, but now I don't know how in the world we'll get back without tipping over. When I used the traction lock, it actually slid the back end downhill. So the right hand side of your screen over here is downhill from where I'm standing. And that is not a good feeling. So I just don't know if we'll be able to get that out of here. I hate to leave it right in the middle of the right of way. but that dip is going to be a problem. Every single time the front end goes down in it, I can't lift the tote high enough to keep it from dragging in the front. And the higher I lift it, the sketchier it gets because the back end comes up off the ground. I guess an option would be I could bring the side-by-side up here and unload part of that tote so it wouldn't be quite as heavy. We'll give it one more go here, but if it feels as sketchy as it was before, I think we'll leave it here for tonight. It's getting pretty dark. There's just not time in the evening to work. I'm not even squared up on my tote. And I'm in the dip when I try to realign here with the forks. Just too tippy, too scary. I don't like to be scared when I'm driving my tractor. Yeah, it's lifting the other side of the tractor right off the ground. The tote's just sliding the wrong way every time. You can see it's pretty dark out here. Did not get accomplished what we hoped. Give our front lights a try. Look at that. Yeah, so we didn't get accomplished what we hoped, and it makes me think, what's this video about? But for those of you that know me, my favorite all-time TV series is Seinfeld, and I feel like this is the show about nothing. This is the episode about nothing here on Purple Collar Life.
I think I can sum up the show for you in one word. Nothing?
Jared be asking, but what's it about? It's about nothing. Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing. What'd you do today? Oh, I unloaded those little firewood limbs and moved 3 totes. There's a show. That's a show. That's the video. Unloading that firewood right there on the side, moving 2 totes and trying to move a 3rd. The episode about nothing. It's so nice to have this path through the woods. I'm glad I spent the time to make it. I enjoy having some area here in the woods to play on my tractors. I do wish it was a better roadway. Even this portion you'll see right there, a little bit soggy as we get into the fall here and things start to get a little bit muddy again. A lot of bugs in here, if you can see them all in the headlights there. Oh, and there's a deer. We'll be able to spot the deer with our headlights. There he goes.